Hello everyone, Juxtaposition here. Today's video will be entitled, Some Like It Hot. This, of course, is taken and borrowed from the Hollywood film from 1959 entitled Some Like It Hot, starring Marilyn Monroe. Okay? And Some Like It Hot was a 1959 American crime comedy genre. It was directed and produced and co-written by Billy Wilder, and it starred Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, George Raft, Pat O'Brien, Joe Brown, Joan Shawlee, amongst other supporting actors. It was to represent the 1929 Chicago Prohibition era story. However, it was filmed entirely in Los Angeles and San Diego. It was filmed also at the Hotel Del Coronado on Coronado Island, which is home to Navy intelligence, if you didn't know. That's the training center that taught Ron DeSantis the prisoner dilemma game and sent him off to Guantanamo Bay to represent the detention center prisoners about their Geneva Convention rights, which they have none under maritime law. So I think Ron DeSantis was participating in a prisoner dilemma game where you lie to people who are live in cages. I find it all very disturbing. I find everything about Ron DeSantis disturbing. And I find, it's the wolf in sheep's clothing. Any politician that you see on television is going to be completely under control, whether their name was Arnold Schwarzenegger, a steroid gubernator, whether they're Gavin Newsom, whether they're Jerry Brown, whether they're Edmund Brown, whether they're Ronald Reagan, whether they're Andrew Cuomo, whether they're Ron DeSantis. It matters not. They're completely owned and controlled. But anyway, the reason that I selected Some Like It's Hot, and I'll post the description of this Hollywood created film distributed by United Artists in 1959, is that I personally stayed at the Hotel Del Coronado, and I enjoyed the resort, and I enjoyed the beaches there, and I watched the Navy SEALs train close by to where the Hotel Del Coronado resort is located. And I love San Diego and the Gaslamp District. I'm not too excited about Navy intelligence, however. And I chose the name Some Like It Hot because I'm going to provide links below of my content over at BitChute, and you'll have to log in over there to watch my content, because I have a lot of videos that I've created over the last year that are just way too hot for the disinformation, artificial intelligence driven Google, YouTube platform. These videos will be deleted. It will get my channel struck and banned for life. So if you want to see real content, you're going to have to go somewhere else. You can't see it on YouTube. It's free at BitChute. You may have to log in or create. If you want to comment on my post, you're going to have to subscribe to my channel and you'll have to join. It's free, doesn't cost a dime to do so. But my point is that that's what we got to do, because I can't do all of the material that you want to see. If you're starving for this content, you're going to have to go other places, because I don't want to be banned. I've already been banned once. I've had over 100 videos deleted by YouTube without notice, and I find them to be purveyors of disinformation. Purveyors of poppycock is what I call it. And as you know, I'm the anti-poppycock channel. Over at BitChute, I go under the moniker of Juxtaposition 1. I have 3 channels there. That's right, 3 channels. I'll post them below. Hopefully they won't be deleted. But essentially, if you go to my profile page, you will find Juxtaposition Stories. You will find DCI William Egan Colby channel. You will find CIA Scapegoat Charles Manson Mendacities. And those are my 3 channels over there. I do recommend that you go to the CIA Scapegoat Charles Charlie Manson mendacities, because I only have, I don't know, 80 videos posted there at the most, and it's easy to page down. The sad thing about BitChute is they don't have a good cataloging, formatting, so that you can find my content. You actually have to manually page down, and I have hundreds of videos, so it becomes tedious to go find things I did 6 months ago, let alone a year ago. I have an Atonement video I did this morning. I recommend you watch that. My Atonement video, just so you know, is 20 minutes and 2 seconds long, so it's not too extensive. I've got Who Runs Hollywood, Mel Gibson. That's 10 minutes long. No, pardon me, that's 37 minutes long. It's received well over 10,500 views. I have an interview I did with Sean Stone, Oliver Silverstein's son. We did that interview over a year ago, about 14 months ago, and it lasts 77 minutes. So it's a long one. I also have a two-parter, 1 hour each. It's 2 hours total, with a podcaster from New Jersey, and he and I covered the William Colby story and his murder by black wet ops, black ops soldiers that killed him on April 27th, 1996. This is just 1 month after Oliver Stone visited Timothy Leary at the Sharon Tate murder scene. What do you know? What a coincidence. Timothy Leary, a CIA, LSD maven, career CIA, visited upon by Oliver Stone at the Sharon Tate Abigail Folger murder scene at 10106 Sunbrook Drive, right down the ice plant from where Abigail Folger's body bled out on the lawn. And then a month later, William Colby is murdered. Oliver Stone visited that property on March 17th. No, scratch that. March 17th, 1996. That's St. Patrick's Day. It was an afternoon. That's a Sunday afternoon, March 17th, 1996. Oliver Stone and Timothy Leary are down the hill from Abigail Folger and Sharon Tate's murder, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Although I don't understand why, because only Timothy Leary is Catholic. Oliver Stone is Jewish and Buddhist. So who knows what it was. Anyway, what I want to tell you is I got a Sean Stone interview. I've got a William Colby interview. Those are just too hot for content at YouTube. So I know that my listeners and subscribers like it hot, so I'm giving you the alternative to go over to BitChute where it's steamy hot. Anyway, enjoy that, and enjoy, reading about the Marilyn Monroe movie. Marilyn Monroe, by the way, I believe was murdered in a CIA Hollywood murder with at least 3 men involved with killing Marilyn Monroe. I've heard rumors that it was an injection. I heard it was a suppository of poison. Her death was ruled acute barbiturate toxicity poisoning by none other than Thomas Noguchi, the chief medical examiner of the day, back in 1962. I've heard rumors that Johnny Roselli was present during the murder of Marilyn Monroe. Johnny Roselli was very active as a Hollywood producer of gangster-style films in 1962 when Marilyn Monroe was done away with. So I do find it ironic, and I also happen to personally know Joe DiMaggio and had lunch with him in Northern California, and he loved Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe converted to Judaism, in case you didn't know, when she married Arthur Miller, but she still got murdered anyway. It didn't save her. All right, Tony Curtis starred in Don't Make Waves with Sharon Tate, who was murdered. Tony Curtis was not murdered, but Sharon Tate was, and Tony Curtis starred with Marilyn Monroe in Some Like It Hot, and Marilyn Monroe was murdered, right? Orson Welles starred with Natalie Wood, and Natalie Wood was murdered. Orson Welles did a film, Sharon Tate's last film, 13 Chairs, in Rome, Italy. Sharon Tate was murdered. So don't you think that's interesting that Orson Welles personally worked with Natalie Wood, who was murdered, and he personally worked with Sharon Tate, who was murdered, and Tony Curtis worked with Marilyn Monroe, and she was murdered, and Sharon Tate, who was murdered. Lord have mercy. Don't get me started on William Shatner and his 4 wives, one of whom was murdered in his own swimming pool in Studio City. All right, and don't you find it ironic? I saw the other night Cass Elliot appeared with John Denver on Midnight Express, and both of them were murdered. Cass Elliot was murdered in London, England, near the Grand Sheraton Hotel, across the street from where Peter Sellers was murdered, near Green Park, London. So Cass Elliot was murdered in 1974. I think she was 34 years old. And then, in 96, or I'm not sure what the year was, but, good 20 years later, John Denver gets murdered, suicided, crashed his experimental plane. The reason I suggest that he was murdered is because he died in a CIA complex known as Navy Intelligence Monterey, and he died off Pacific Grove, which is a CIA enclave, if you didn't know. So if you're going to have people crashing their planes in a CIA military-controlled area, I'm going to assume murder most foul could have been involved. Anyway, enjoy my video content if you dare, because I know some like it hot, but YouTube does not. They like it cold and clammy. All right, that's my video today. Please enjoy and share my content because I am shadow banned. Have a great day.